there. It's not going to sit, no. If we put 2 balls here. Guys, give me 1 second, I just need to go to the toilet. Sorry. So, guys, I'm going to sit down if that's okay. I'm not going to, we'll last my stand up, so, wait, so, close the door, I think. So I'm going to sit down, guys, for this here. I'm wearing, I don't know why I'm wearing leggings, but these, I don't know why, but these mum's leggings, but, I couldn't find any other skinny pants, so I put these on, I think, and, that's good, so, sit here, I guess. So, guys, basically, so I'm just gonna shrink back a bit more. There we go. So, I think I've got some bad news. So when I was at school, not saying I'm at school now, but when I used to be at school, people weren't nice to me. I might have said this in another video, but people weren't nice to me, so it's like a bit more. There we go. So as you can see, got my bike. My bike's broke. It's got it like has a thing on it, like on top of it, but it broke, so I can't use it anymore. But we can still get it fixed though. I mean, it doesn't have to have the front cover. It can just have this like here, maybe on here. But going to school. The problem was Thomas would be nice to me, but I was a bit, it's not my fault, but I told the whole school that I fancied Thomas, and Thomas didn't like that, and he stopped being my friend, and I was probably never friends with Thomas, but yeah, and I saw Thomas be nice to Benjamin, and realising that wasn't really fair, if you know what I mean, and yeah, and so the way to go was to ignore him, but I tried to ignore him, but the problem was, and finally of meeting Thomas, he said, I gave him I gave him lots of respect. I gave my friend lots of respect. I mean, really nice to my friends, but I couldn't seem to get friends, if you know what I mean. In other words, and yeah, that was tragical and a bit upsetting. And then finally meeting Thomas, he said, "Do you hate?" I said, "Do you hate me?" And Thomas says, "Guy, yes." He said that, and yeah, it's a bit upsetting. And then I had a talk with Oliver on Snapchat, and he said one shocking thing about Thomas. He said if he finds your number, he'll come to your house. And now that really was scary. That I think that's quite scary. That and. You know, I tried to warn my dad about it as well, it wasn't really that good, I don't think, and yeah, and going back to Thomas was he was not a nice person, you know, and I said to my dad, "Will Thomas go to hell?" And he said, "Yes." And my dad said, "Yes, he will go to hell because he wasn't nice to me, if you know what I mean." In other words, and yeah. So so then, I mean, going back to when I was like 15, I started listening to God, which was, I think, was the best thing in life to make it a bit better, make it more naturous. But the thing is, I'll tell you about the final scene about seeing God, but God loved me and he really wanted to make things good for me, if you know what I mean. So in other words, so with God, um, I saw he I saw so basically God was like, stop, listen, you can have sex with horses. I think it was a bit like that, but I think it would say that, but the problem was is that um, is that what do I say next? So I guess just thinking. So basically, then I had a dream. I think I was maybe like 14 stone back then. So I was much slimmer than I was before, but I was basically like I was like this, and when I was 14, I was like that. So yeah, and the last thing, God, is that I have some bad news, the 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 last time I was in God, I think heaven was probably a bit different than it was, because I thought heaven was a jungle. In my opinion, I think it's a jungle, but I'm not really sure, if you know, in other words. And I tried to create heaven by drawing. I made a heaven book, and it's not a Bible. It's got what heaven should look like. Like heaven trees, heaven grass, heaven sky, maybe. And yeah, and going to God's world was a nice place for me to be in, because other people might listen to Jesus. Well, I listened to God, which was a good decision, but it often was sort of a bit of a struggle, and the problem was I left my mountain bike and I took my t-shirt off and I had a soul tie basically, and that wasn't very good, and yeah, and yeah, I still got toys, don't bother me about toys, but I still have them, so that's good. That's good to have toys, I think, because I had a nightmare yesterday. Uh, well, this night I yesterday night I had a nightmare. My nightmare was if I had to pick one to remove the leprechaun clothing, and it gave like a weird noise, and then the last one was even louder. I covered my ears like this, but it's still loud. You know what I mean? So it was really really bad nightmare. I'm getting more nightmares now, and don't know why, but I'm getting more nightmares now, and that's not really good. And yeah, my mental health hasn't been as good as it been, if you know, in other words. And yeah. So then, and then um, Oliver, we were friends with our friends with Oliver, and what happened was I'll still be nice to him, but I said I was still friends, and I felt a bit threatened by those. So when I was just being nice to him, when I was being nice to him, I was 14. I was like this. So I was like this. I was very slim, and I kept knocking at Ebony's door, but which was a mistake, and a group of lads threatened me, which wasn't good, and I've told the police about that. In other words, to get them in prison because of that. And yeah, because they weren't very nice. They were threatening me, and so I had to call the police to try and get them in prison, I think, in other words, because that's what happened. And yeah, which wasn't very good. And I used to walk town myself, basically. I used to go get two shakes from, like when I was 14. I was very slim, and I used to go to a restaurant called Flaming Grill, and I had a big burger there. And the problem is, then I kept going to restaurants, and what happened was I was already hitting 12 stone after being 9 stone, so 12 stone. I'm 18 stone now, 18 stone 5. So yeah, it wasn't very good, and I wouldn't get to. I'll try to get to 9 stone, but it's not easy. You know, exercise is exercise is difficult. You know what I mean. I'm going to karate, and helping me for self defense. If anybody does come up and threatens me, I can just, you know, like I can use self defense against them. You know, and really, if guys, if you ever get threatened by teenagers or adults, you need, in other words, you might even need a knife because that can help you out in many situations. But you still get put in prison, so that's not really a good thing. But you know what? They probably deserve to to get. They probably deserve a knife, but I wouldn't do that. You know, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, and I'm talking about dog Teddy now. So Teddy, I love him. I love him a lot, and he loves me a lot. But the problem is, I did kick Teddy, and which probably wasn't very nice. But yeah, and yeah, so Teddy was like in mindfulness, he was praying for the evil mosque, I think. In not saying did that, but I was sort of panting. And he was sort of like, he's a fucking idiot, so that's why I kicked him. If you know what I mean. But I won't kick him now. But you know, it was a bit of a struggle in life to me. I think Teddy and my cat Peaches, she died. Um, I think she died around 2 months ago. I think because Peaches was a good cat because she used to sit on my lap when I was toddler, and I did annoy her. And then we had a cat called Sadie, which was older than Peaches. So she was like, she died at 28, I think. Sadie died at 28. Peaches died at 24, so Sadie died at 28. Considering, because when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I spark hair and I was slimmer when I was a kid. And I used to go underneath the bed, and she put her claws out, and believe it or not, and she wasn't very nicely attacked, which you know, my back's a bit sore. Sorry guys, and I think I do want Mum to groom Teddy. In other words, if he gets fluffy, then I don't have to groom because it's the only way to make me stop, like, you know, maybe kicking him, if you know what I mean. But I won't kick him now. But yeah, but the problem was is that when I saw Teddy Fluffy, I think 2 days ago, he's Fluffy 2 days ago, and I couldn't really. I know, in other words, I couldn't really like. He loves me, but I couldn't really. I can't really tolerate him being fluffy. But you know, I won't kick him now. But yeah, and that's a problem. And yeah, and yeah, and I think I kicked him like maybe 6 times in a row in Helping Life Teddy, and yeah. But now Mum's groomed him, so he looks. I did take a video of Teddy, and I warned him to say he might look a bit weird, but I think he looks beautiful, you know. But yeah, and Teddy's a boy. He's not a girl's boy, and you might have seen Teddy on Jorts with Penny as well. But you know, and yeah, and one thing that was quite funny was um, was Teddy couldn't tolerate Penny in his cage. Like Penny was like sharing the bed, but Teddy couldn't like tolerate that, and just like tried to attack with his dog claw, and yeah, like act like a cat, um and Penny sort of felt a bit, if not my swearing, felt a bit fucked up after that happened, and she didn't feel happy at all after that. But she's okay now. If you know of me, and Penny loves me. But I think I love Tay more than Penny. But yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna go, guys. See you next time. Bye.